right in.
To see me.
On the day before Thanksgiving, 1971, a man bought a ticket for a 30-minute flight, paid for his bourbon, and lit a cigarette. He wore a dark suit, a tie, and sunglasses. He looked like any other businessman catching a connecting flight, but by the end of the night, he wouldn't be catching anything. He would be known only by one name, D.B. Cooper. He pulled off the only unsolved case of air piracy in American history, demanding a massive ransom. And then, mid-air, he jumped into history. The FBI closed the file, but the mystery remains wide open. The question isn't just who he was, it's what truly happened to him. The stage was set on November 24th, 1971. A man identifying himself as Dan Cooper boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305, a simple, short hop from Portland, Oregon, to Seattle, Washington. He chose his seat in the rear, ordered a bourbon and soda, and lit a cigarette. He was described as remarkably ordinary, mid-40s, dark trench coat, loafers. The only unusual item was a black attaché case he kept close, shortly after takeoff. While the flight attendant, Florence Schaffner, was nearby, Cooper calmly handed her a note. She, thinking it was just a lonely businessman's phone number, slipped it into her pocket. Cooper leaned in and said for simple, chilling words, "Miss, you'd better look at that." The note, scrawled in neat, block handwriting, was terrifying. "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I want you to sit next to me." The flight attendant did as she was told. Cooper quietly opened his attaché case, just enough for her to glimpse a complex arrangement of red sticks, wires, and a large battery. The threat was real. Then came the demands, which were shockingly specific and sophisticated, revealing an intimate knowledge of aviation and security procedures. He demanded $200,000 in negotiable American currency, specifically non-sequential, unmarked $20 bills for parachutes to primary and to reserve. Cooper specified the bills couldn't be sequential to foil tracing, and the demands were immediately relayed to the ground. The FBI, who codenamed the operation Noryuk, began scrambling to meet the impossible requirements. The fate of the 36 passengers depended on this meticulous, calm hijacker. As the 727 circled Seattle-Tacoma Airport, agents rushed to gather the ransom. The weight of the money alone was over 21 pounds, a fact Cooper would have had to factor into his plan. Finally, the plane landed. Cooper allowed the 36 passengers to be released in exchange for the money and the parachutes. He didn't harm a soul. He even left a small, courteous tip for the flight attendant before she deplaned. But the hijacking wasn't over. Cooper kept 4 crew members hostage and ordered the plane refueled. His instructions for the next flight phase were even more demanding. A route to Mexico City, with one refueling stop in Reno, flying at the lowest possible speed, and maintaining an altitude below 10,000 feet. He was preparing for a dangerous descent. Plane took off again, banking south. The conditions were brutal. Pitch black outside, heavy rain, and the internal cabin was freezing. The crucial moment came when Cooper instructed the flight crew to move to the cockpit and activate the mechanism for the aft air stairs. The Boeing 727 was unique because it had these retractable stairs in its tail. Crucially, the airline had not installed a secondary safety lock, a fact Cooper seemed to know. With the stairs deployed, Captain Scott reported the cabin lights blinking on the ground panel, signaling the opening of the hatch. At approximately 8:13 p.m. over a highly desolate area of Washington state, the plane suddenly pitched upwards. Asterisk D.B. Cooper was gone. He had jumped into a raging storm, into pitch darkness, and into the unforgiving wilderness with only a parachute, a trench coat, and $200,000 in $20 bills. Asterisk, when the plane landed in Rio,
moving up to the cockpit.
The FBI swarmed the aircraft. What they found provided few clues. The most valuable piece of evidence was a clip-on black tie Cooper had worn, and cigarette butts left in the ashtray. These provided fingerprints and, decades later, a DNA sample that led nowhere. Asterisk, the greatest manhunt in American history began, covering thousands of square miles of dense forest. They searched by air, on foot, and even used helicopters with heat sensors. They found nothing. Asterisk, the case grew cold for 9 long years. The FBI's working theory was simple. Cooper, likely an amateur, had simply perished in the jump, his body and the money swallowed by the immense. Darkwoods. Asterisk then, in 1980, everything changed. 8-year-old Brian Ingram was vacationing with his family near the Columbia River, miles from the supposed drop zone. While raking the sandy bank, he found 3 bundles of decomposing $20 bills, $5,800 in total. Asterisk, the serial numbers matched the ransom. Asterisk, this discovery was a bombshell. It has solved nothing. It confirmed Cooper had jumped with the money, but the location of the find threw the entire investigation into confusion. Had he landed miles from the FBI's estimated zone? Had he landed safely and buried the money, only for the river to wash some away? Or was the money found precisely where he intended it to be? The enigma grew deeper. Asterisk, the FBI officially closed its active investigation in 2016, concluding the most likely scenario was that Cooper died. But that hasn't stopped the suspects. Many believe Cooper was Richard Floyd McCoy Jr., who pulled off a similar parachute hijacking just months later. Others point to Robert Rackstraw, a former military paratrooper with a criminal history and specialized knowledge of the area. But conclusive evidence linking any suspect to the DNA on the tie remains elusive. Asterisk, so what's the final verdict? Asterisk, D.B. Cooper's actions required planning, nerve, and specific knowledge of the Boeing 727's flaw. He executed his plan flawlessly. He vanished into a storm, leaving behind a tie, a sketch, and an immortal American legend. The evidence points to a single truth. He achieved the perfect, untraceable escape either through survival or through a death so absolute that the Pacific Northwest wilderness claimed his body and his secret forever. Asterisk, the money is still missing. The hijacker's identity is unknown, and the question endures. Did D.B. Cooper walk away? Or did he become another victim of the unforgiving landscape? Let me know your theory in the comments below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries.